Hey, in today's video, I will show you how to calculate Bollinger Bands in Python. In order to do so, we won't be using any technical analysis libraries, and we will just restrict to using Pandas. By the end of the video, I will also show you how to plot the Bollinger Bands and how to create functions to easily change the parameters. So, let's get started. Okay, the first thing I'll do is create a new Jupyter notebook. You can use any editor you like VS Code or anything. And for those who don't know what Bollinger Bands are, it's an indicator consisting on an upper and lower bound that is calculated by means of a rolling standard deviation. I will show you how to calculate it, so don't worry about that. The important thing about the Bollinger Bands is that they also trigger signals. For example, when the stock breaks through the upper band, that means supposedly a resistance level, some traders believe this generates a buy signal. Also, when it breaks below the lower band or a support level, some traders believe this is a sell signal. So it's up to you to also do the backtesting and see how this strategy works. So let's go ahead and import the required libraries. Today we'll be using yfinance to get the price data. If you don't already have it, you can do a pip install yfinance in your console, but I already have it, so I'll just do import yfinance as yf, and also pandas, import pandas as pd. If you don't already have it, it's the same, and you have to do pip install pandas, but most likely than not you have it already installed. So let's go ahead and import those libraries, and we'll be using Bitcoin price data today. So let's go symbol equals to Yahoo Finance.ticker, and the way you fetch cryptocurrency data is BTC USD. There we go. Let's fetch the pricing data. We'll store it in a data frame, which is already how Yahoo Finance retrieves the data. So symbol.history and period equals max. Let's see what it shows. df.head, the first 50. Okay. So today we will only use the open, high, low, and close, so we can get rid of the volume. And being a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin doesn't have dividends nor stock splits. By the time you watch this video, most probably the pricing data already has changed because we are fetching up-to-date data. So I'll show you the dates I'm using. It's from head, okay, from this date to the f.tail. The latest one is the 26th of August 2021. Let's continue and delete the unnecessary columns. Delete the F dividends, that's right. Delete the F stock splits. What happened here? Stock splits. I guess that has to mean something in Norwegian or Swedish, but we wanted to write stock splits. There we go. And delete the F volume. Now we can already go ahead and create the Bollinger Bands function. Let's go ahead and see how the formula really is. Bollinger Bands formula. Come on. Didn't find it here. Let's continue. Bollinger Bands. Okay, so the upper Bollinger Band is going to be the moving average of TP. What is TP? Okay, typical price, which is high, low, and close, all added, divided by 3. So it's the, I guess, typical price, plus the number of times we want to multiply the standard deviation of the typical price from the latest n days. So it's a rolling standard deviation. The same applies to the lower Bollinger Band or Bollinger down, which is exactly the same, but instead of adding the standard deviation, we just subtract it. Okay, let's remember this and go back to our code. Let's first start with creating the typical price. Let's call it high, low, close, average equals to data dot high or data frame. We have it called data frame, but this will be inside of a function. Let's already do that. Define is it written that way with two L's? Yes. Bollinger Band. We'll take the data, the number of periods that we want to look back, and the number of standard deviations that we want to multiply it by. According to some research I did, the default is almost always 2. So let's already do that. Okay, data.high plus data.low plus data.close, and all that divided by 3. This has to be indented. Let's also get the rolling average of the high-low close. Mean equals to high-low close average rolling. The number of periods is n underscore look back dot mean. And this STD, in the statistical sense, not in the disease sense, is going to be high-low close average dot rolling, exactly like the mean, and dot look back, but instead of mean, STD. Now the upper band is going to be the mean plus the standard deviation multiplied by the number of standard deviations that we want it to be multiplied with. And the lower bound is going to be exactly the same, mean minus standard deviation times n underscore STD, which is a parameter from the function. Okay, I think this is it. Let's just return upper and lower, and we can also clean this up a little bit. Let's do mean, comma, standard deviation. There we go. One less line. And we can also do the same with this one. Upper, lower. Let's delete this one and let's hope that everything works. Of course it doesn't. There we go. Okay, this function returns upper and lower, so let's test it. df bb up, comma, df bb down equals to I have two I's here. Bollinger Band with the df data frame as a parameter. Let's go back 20 periods each time and 2 standard deviations. Did that work? Let's see. Okay, obviously the first 20 periods don't have a number because we need at least 20 rows in order to calculate the averages. So let's drop the rows that have NAs. And we do that by df equals df dot drop NA. Let's see if that worked. Perfect. Let's continue. Okay, so now we already have the upper bound and the lower bound. So let's go ahead and plot it and see how it looks like. For that, we'll use matplotlib. If you don't have it, do a pip install matplotlib. I already have it, obviously, so I'll just import it by plot as plt. There we go. And let's create the plot. So ax equals to data frame. We'll plot the close, the bb up, and the bb down dot plot, and we'll set the colors as, I don't know, black, gray, and gray. Of course there's an error, not in index, bb down, bb, okay, that's because I misspelled it. BB down. There we go. I should also go ahead and delete this row, but I'm too lazy right now. That worked. Let's fill everything in between the upper and bound with another color. Let's do that by ax.fill between the f.index as the x-axis and the f.bb up, bb down, and use a face color of orange with some transparency, otherwise we won't see the closing price. So let's use alpha equals 0.1, and let's go ahead and plt.show key error bb up, bb up, bb down. That's right, I have to close it here, and the f. Okay, the plot is too small, and we also have too much of a price variation from 2014 until today. So let's just restrict the values to this year, 2021. We'll do that by filtering out the data frame. Let's go ahead and do that. df equals to data frame, dataframe.index, which are the dates, and they have to be greater than date time this year, January the 1st. And we have to import date time in order to use that. Import date time from date time, import date time. Okay, so let's see how that looks like. The f.head. That's right. Okay, it should have been greater or equal in order to also have the 1st of January, but that's okay for now. And let's copy and paste this again. Now it looks nicer, but let's also make it bigger, and plt, which is pyplot.rc params figure.fig size equals to, let's make it really big, 20,9 height. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, we should have bought here, and that would not have worked because it went down. We should have bought again maybe here. I think that would have worked. And I don't know when we sell. Okay. We should have bought again here. That would have worked. Bought here. That wouldn't have worked. We should have sold here. And here. Okay, you get the gist of it. Maybe in the next video I'll do a backtest to see if this is useful or not, but this is out of the scope of this video. In a nutshell, in summary, today we saw how the Bollinger Bands are calculated, and we created a function in order to do so with just using Pandas. And we also created a nice looking chart in order to visually see the buy and sell signals. Okay, I hope you found this video interesting, and if you did so, please like the video. And if you really found it interesting, don't forget to subscribe. I see you in the next one.